What's up, you jive turkeys? All right, we got in the main event, we got Jared Cannonier, the 40-year-old man, versus Imavov. Now, Imavov is pretty good. He's pretty good. He's got the weakest front kick I've ever seen. I don't have faith in the French fighters, but he is 4 inches taller, allegedly. I can't really see that in my head. He's got a ginormous head, though. Maybe he's just 4 inches taller in his head. He's got a slow pitter-patter type of sparring, fighting. He even fought Sean Strickland and lost with that stuff. Looked all right versus Curtis, but Curtis is kind of a B, not going to lie. I don't really trust Imavov. The thing about Jared Cannonier, he's got accurate chin shots. Like, honestly, he finds the chin, like, almost every time. It's crazy. But he's got that a la carte style to where there's no combos. He's got a 2.5-inch reach advantage. He looks cool outside of the octagon, but he doesn't fight as cool as he looks. I'm not going to lie to you. And the Black Alaskans, they usually aren't that great. But he's an exception. He's okay. He's a decent fighter, to be honest. He beat Marvin like Marvin stole his girlfriend. But he's a little bit old, and that scares me. He's 12 years older than the other guy. But something is telling me in my gut to pick Cannonier, and I'm going to go for it. Just judging based on, he's got more dog in him, and I think he'll go for it when the other guy won't, especially after 5 rounds. I think he'll damage him pretty good. And I don't know, if he could do that to Marvin, I think he could do that to Imavov, to be honest with you. The next fight, we got Dominic Reyes. And so I think it's going to be a steady decision win after beating him down, kind of like Marvin. Dominic Reyes, we got him versus Dustin Jacoby. And Dustin's kind of seems like an old man. He seems like he's 40, but he's not. And but I don't know. He's been here a while. He's pretty good, honestly. He's crafty. He could beat anybody at any local gym type of thing. But Dominic Reyes, he showed such a good sign of himself in that John Jones fight, and then after that, it's just all downhill. It's crazy. Reyes is barely younger. He's got 3 KOs on him in a row. It's just ridiculous. He's 1 inch taller, 1 inch reach, so he's going to be a little bit bigger than Dustin. But Dustin's a good all-around fighter. He's super well-rounded. He's a sphere. He's so well-rounded. But he's not UFC level, in my opinion. And I don't think the UFC really loves him that much. Now, I could be wrong, but I think that they want to get Reyes back on the right track, at least to help Jones' legacy out, nonetheless. But I'm gonna say Reyes. I'm gonna say Reyes gets back on track here. I think he KOs Dustin. Let's hope so. Or he's gonna get brutally KO'd like he did against Spann. He looked terrible against Spann. Absolutely terrible. The punch that knocked him out, it looked like his chin is completely evaporated and gone. No chin whatsoever. So, but you know what? Reyes, let's get it. Oh, and one more thing. I forgot about last week. Last week, your boy only got 1 wrong. Now, is that Fat Virgin getting 1 wrong, or is he getting more than 1 wrong? I like the other guys in the MMA sphere, but Guru gets on my damn nerves. We got Raul Rosas Jr. and Ricky Tercios up next. And we got the UMF, the ugliest motherfucker. He's got nothing to lose. I put that on there twice. Wrestling spams to decision. I don't like this dude. I don't like his attitude. You just know what kind of person this dude is and his family. You just know it. And I hate it. So I'm going to say between these 2 retards, we got Ricky Tercios, who's a complete idiot, weirdo. Tony Ferguson, love child, wannabe. But I'm going to give it to Raul Rosas, Mr. Butter Everything. All right. Next fight, we got Bruno Ferreira versus Dustin Stolfus. Is Dustin Stolfus UFC level? Is he? I don't think so. I feel like I could beat him in a fight. I'm not going to lie. Bruno Ferreira, whatever. He deaded Phil Hawes. He's super twitchy. He comes to fight, not pitter-patter. Dustin Stolfus is going to try some BS, but I really think that the twitchier, more explosive person is going to win. So I'm going to go Bruno in this one. Keep it short and sweet. All right. Julian Marquez is a bum. He's not UFC level. He's here to lose. I cannot believe he's still in the UFC. What the heck? He's terrible. Mr. Cyrus. Remember that Miley Cyrus stuff? Versus Zach Reese. Honestly, I'm just going to base this on fading Marquez. And the younger, longer, taller man usually wins anyway. So I said usually, okay? I didn't say always. I said usually. But Julian Marquez is terrible. He's terrible. I legitimately think some people's dads could beat him up. I'm not even going to lie. And this whole card is absolutely terrible. This is a Bellator card right here. Tell me this isn't a Bellator card. Jesus Christ. So I'm going to go with Zach Reese. Mostly just fading Marquez because he sucks. The next fight, we got Punahele Soriano versus Miguel Baeza. And it looks like if you shrunk Miguel down a little bit, you compressed him in a compressor, he would literally become Soriano. He's just a shorter, more terrible version of Miguel. And Miguel is half a foot taller. What the hell? So not only is he better, he's taller. Honestly, Punahele is not fooling me with his one knockout. And Extreme Couture is not a good gym. So we're going to go Miguel. All right. Now for the super trash prelims. We have Thiago Moises versus Ludwig Klein. Ludwig seems like one of those foreigner Europeans who's on steroids and is pretty good, but then other times looks like a complete goofball. And I'm not saying necessarily him, but that's the stereotype of them. And then Moises is a crafty little bastard. He gets hit too much, though. He's taller somehow. I don't know how. Prove it. He's got low volume. And honestly, in my head, I'm like, Thiago is pretty crafty. He's going to get a little something done. He's been there around the block a few times. But the other dude just throws too many. Klein throws too many power bombs. He's longer, and he's strong as an ox. I need to get that guy's shoulder workout going on. He's got the Dwight Howard shoulders. So I'm going to go with Klein. Ryder, come here. And then, so we're going to go with Klein on that one. I think he's going to KO him, to be honest with you. I haven't really said how the other ones are going to go, but KO win for Reyes, wrestling spam for Rosas, and then the other ones are probably going to go to decision. All right. Next fight, we got Charles Radke versus Carlos Prates, whatever. I'm butchering these names. But I'm going to go with Carlos. He's got way more fights. Carlos he's just got more ways of getting it done. And I honestly didn't research this one too great, but I'm going to go with the more powerful striker in Carlos and keep it short and sweet. Honestly, this card doesn't enthuse me, man. It really doesn't enthuse me. The next one, we got Brad Katona versus Jesse Butler. And Butler we saw get straight effed up by Miller, okay? He's 4 inches taller. He's got a 9-inch reach advantage, but he's got terrible stats from the Miller fight. And then Crazy Eyes Katona is going to be about 5'6", and then he's kind of like a manlet, basically. He's a little dude. So I'm not too sure he's going to have a way to get it done in this one. Personally, I feel like it's going to be a decision fight. I think Katona might take it away, though, towards the end. And that's that for that one. At the next fight, we got Montana De La Rosa versus Andrea Lee. Now, Andrea Lee, I thought she was going to have that cowgirl strength and be a really good fighter. She seemed to be better in the past, and she's getting worse. Is she not taking it serious? I don't know. Montana De La Rosa seems to be the same way. They have a very similar record, but in my mind, I think Montana's a little bit better right now. She's going to be 6 years younger, and when it comes to girls, that's important because women age faster than men. And honestly, that's a big deal. So it's probably like 10 years younger at this point. And I just think she takes it more serious, even though she's been on kind of a losing streak as well. I just don't think either of these girls are natural fighters, man. I really don't. I think they forced it, and they don't really know, what they're doing, unfortunately. But whatever. Got to make money somehow, I guess. So I'm going to go with Montana. Hannah Montana. The next one, we got Daniel Marcos versus John Castaneda. Now, John Castaneda is 2 foot tall after a nap. But the other guy is just he's undefeated, you know, and he's been doing a lot better. He's bigger. I don't trust in Castaneda. I'd fade him anyway, even if it wasn't somebody like Marcos. And Marcos has been winning, and then the other person got bailed out with the nut strike, right? That was the last one. So I'm going to go with Marcos in this one. He's just bigger and better, and it's that simple. And these prelim fights suck. Next fight, we got a chick fight. Yay, 3 girl fights in the prelims. Cool. Eduarda Mara versus Denise Gomez. Denise is a little dyke, and she sucks. And Mara's going to win. All right, next fight, we got Cody Stamann versus Taylor Lapille, whatever. Now, Taylor's got a 10-inch reach on this one. He's got a little bit more flash to him than Cody. Cody's going to try to wrestle you a little bit. He did the gayest move I've ever seen when he did that touch butt move with Silva. Go back and watch it. That was the gayest thing ever. Silva puts his booty up in the air, and then he comes over and grabs his cheeks. I'm like, what? All right. But I'm going to go with Taylor in this one. I'm going to fade Cody. I think eventually he's just going to be out of the UFC. I'm not going to lie. The next fight, everyone seems to be going with Amanda, but I'm going to be tricky. I'm going to go with the other one. I'm going to go Tamar or whatever her name is, just because who knows? These girl fights are very difficult to predict. And hopefully she gets her to the ground. So we'll go with her. Awesome. Well, I hope you guys have a great time.